Hey everyone, this video is exactly what you need to start your React.js journey. So these all the JavaScript concept you need to know before learning React. So let's see what are the things we are going to learn, and also this video is going to help you in so many ways. Whenever you'll give any React.js or JavaScript interview, most of the questions will be from this concept only. So you'll know this logical and or operators, template literals, ternary operator, destructuring concept, sort and property names, default parameters, spread and rest operator, arrow functions, all the array important methods, map, filter, find, sum, every reduce, includes index of find index, the concept of default export and name exports, and at the end we'll be learning fetch and async await with a simple example. If you like this video, give a like, comment down, and please subscribe to the channel. Let's get started and good luck. So we'll start with two very important operator, logical and logical or. Now these you can also say as a short circuit evolution. So let's say how this works with example. So logical and, so for example I'll have two variables a and then let's say I'll have a variable b. Now here if I take a and b, now b's value will only check when this a will be true. Alright, this is very important. If a is false, it will not check the b's value. So let's see how this will work. So for example, if I just do a and b, save it, so we are getting true here because both are true. What will happen if either of this is false? So if this is false, so it will be false. That means this is true, so it's checking this value, then it is going and if this is true and if this is true, both are true, then the answer will be true. Here if it is false, still b is true, then also it will not check the b's value. This is very important. So it will return the a's value immediately. So this is logical and. Now on the other side, or is basically either of these can be true. So if a is true, so it will only check a's value, it will not check the b's value. It's completely opposite. If a is false, then it will check the a's value. Okay, this is false, then again it will check the b's value. If b is true, so it will return true. So now let's see what will happen. So you can see that it's returning true because b is true. If both are false, obviously it will return false. But if a is true and b is true, save it. Now both are true, we are getting true here. But if a is true and b is false, so we'll still be getting true. The reason is because a is already true, so it's not checking the b's value. Now let's understand this one with an example, another example. So we'll take another function and this will be like get name, and this will simply return my name. Now what I'm going to do, I'll do here a and b, pause the video and try to guess all of this answer. So here you can see that, we'll not do a and b, we'll do a and get name. So now here you'll see a is true and then it will go to this function because a is already true, we are using and it will return my name here. So I'll save this and you can see that it's returning my name here. What will happen if I make this a as false? So I already told you that if it is and operator and the first value is false, it will never check this function. So it will return false here. So you can see it's returning false. But for or it will be opposite because a is already false. So it will go to this function and it will return my name here. Okay. And if I make a is true now, so is already true, and there is a or, so it will never check this one, so it will return true. So you can see that it's returning true. So this is a very important concept that you will be using most of the times when you have to conditionally render some components or nested components in React. Now let's move on to the next concept. So next is template literals. So these basically use to create strings in ES6. So this can be very helpful, and this is one of my favorite ES6 like features I'll use most of the times. So let's say I'll have a name variable here, which is my name, and then I'll have another one which is my surname. I want to do something here, so I want to add some prefix. Now in generally what we will do, we'll do something like this. So we'll do, let's say first we'll do prefix, then we'll do plus, that means we are adding all of these strings. Then we'll give, so let's say I want to give a space or any character, so I have to take these quotes and then I'll give space here. Again I have to plus, I have to add my name. Then I'll do here, let me give something else here, first name. And then I'll give again space and then I'll do here surname. Save it. So you're getting my full name here. But see, in this way it is absolutely fine to write, but there is a shortcut you can say, or like much more organized way, and that is using template literals. So what we can do, we can take template literals with backtick, and then you have to, let's say these all are dynamic values, right? So this is currently behaving as a string, and inside that I want to use a dynamic value, so I have to take this dollar and then I have to take this bracket. So now this is a dynamic value that you'll be able to pass. So let's say I want to pass a prefix, and now I want to give the same space that I have given here. Now it is very easy. The reason, because it's already inside a string, you don't have to give anything extra, something like this. So you can simply give a space. So this is now a space. If you give 2 times, this is now space 2 times, 3 times, like that. So I'll give 1 space, and now again I want to add first name. So you will use number of times you'll be using dynamic values, that many times you have to use these curly brackets. That's it. Now here you will use first name, then again I want to give space, so this space. So I'll give space here again, and then I'll pass the surname. That's it. Save it, and you'll be getting the same result. So let's say I'll give here space 3 times, and if you save this one, so you'll be getting space 3 times. So this is how you need to use template literals in ES6. Now you need to practice this one more often, because in React you'll face a lot of scenarios when you need to use this concept. Now let's move on to the next one. So next we are having ternary operators. So this you can say as an alternative of if else. So let's say for example we have a variable, the age is 20. Alright, now what we want to do, so we have a function which will return our let's say age info. So we'll return here that this person is 20 years old, or we'll get the age here, and we'll basically pass it using template literals. Alright, or else we'll have like get name, or we'll do get city, because we already have get name function, and we'll return that this person is from USA. Alright, now here instead of this age, what we'll take a boolean here that return age, which is true. Now here we'll do if this return age, if this is true, so we want to call this function. So instead of doing that, we'll directly log this message, and inside this we'll call this get age info, and then we'll pass 30. Else we'll do console.log, and we'll call get city. Save it. So you're getting this person is 30 years old, because this return age is true. If it is false, so we'll be getting the city, that this person is from USA. So this is what we are doing, that if this is true, do this, else do this one. This we can easily do using ternary. So ternary is basically you have to give the condition. Alright, if the condition is true, so here you have to give basically the statement. You have to give the statement for true, or else you have to give statement for false. So this is how it is. So here this condition part is nothing but this condition that you are writing. Then statement for true is nothing but this statement, and then statement for false is this statement here. So what you can do simply, that will do if return age is true. So currently it is false obviously, so we'll do console.log and we'll do get age info of 50, or else we'll do console.log and here we'll do get city. Obviously you don't have to use this console.log, this is just for example purpose. So now I'll just comment it, this one. So basically checking if return is true, then call this function and give me this message, or else call get city. I'll comment out from here. Let's save it. Let's see what is happening. So we're getting this person is from USA because this is false. I'll make this one to true. Save it. Now I'll go here. Now you can see this person is 50 years old because now this statement is true. So this is how you need to use ternary operators, and this one you will be using most of the times in React, because inside React whenever you'll be writing any kind of JSX, so you have to basically use the same condition, and based on that you'll be rendering statements, or basically you'll be rendering some components, anything you'll be rendering based on these ternary operators. And it's really very important to know this concept before you start learning React. So that's all for this particular one. Now let's move on to the next one. Alright, so next we are having object and array destructuring. This is very important concept, and then shorthand property names. So let's see how this will work. The first thing is that I have some values here. Let's say I'll have an ID of 1, and then I'll have a title of product 1, and here I'll also have a rating of 5. Now I want to create an object from this, and that will be a product object. So generally we'll do const product, and here I'll do ID will be this ID. So this ID that we are having, and then we are having the title, which will be equal to the title that we are having, that means this title, and then we are having the rating, which is the rating that we are having here. So now this will create a product object, correct? So I'll just log here this product, save it. So here we are getting ID 1, rating 5, title. If you noticed here, the object key name here is same as these properties that we are using. So whenever you'll face this kind of scenario that the key name and the property name, both the value basically you're passing here, both are same, so there is a shortcut that you can pass. You don't have to write like this. So what you can do, you can simply pass the ID. Now what it will do, it will automatically take this ID and it will automatically assign the key name as ID, and the value will be 1. Same for this one. So let's I'll pass some simply title here. So it will automatically check if there is a title which will be product 1. So it will automatically assign the key as title and the value will be product 1. And same for rating. Save it, and you can see that we are getting the same result. Alright. So this is basically how you can use these shorthand property names. Next we are having the object and array destructuring. Now this is also very important concept. For example, let's say we are having this scenario only, that we are having this product where we are having ID, title and the rating, correct? So now here what we want to do, or let's do something like this. I'll create another product here and it will be easy to understand, that's why. So I'll do const product 1, and this will have a product name which is product 1. This will have a product description. This is product description. Now here let's say I want to use this product name and the product description. So what we usually do, we'll do let product name, this will be product 1 dot product name, then we are having let product description, which will be product 1 dot product description, and then we'll log here that product name and product description. So basically, so you can see that we are getting product 1 and product description. Basically what we are doing, we are assigning a variable and then we are assigning the value from this object, which is this key name. If you noticed here, again the key name is actually same here. So instead of writing individually like this, you can destructure these properties from this object, and that is called object destructuring. So what you can do simply, instead of doing like this, I'll do here const and I'll comment out this one. You have to take this one as object because you are doing object destructuring, and then you have to pass the object name. So in this case the object name is product1. So here you'll pass product1, and then you have to check that which properties you want to destructure. So here let's say you want to destructure product name. So again this is the same thing. So what it will do, it will destructure this product, it will assign the key name, which is basically, sorry, not key name, it will check the key name here, and then it will basically get the value. So now you are destructuring product name from this product1, which is nothing but a string value, and the value will be product1. And then here you have to do product description. So you want to also destructure product description. If I now save this, and this will basically will give you the same result here. So that means this is a shortcut that you are using. You are destructuring the properties from the object, and based on that you will be able to get the value. The array destructuring also work the same way. Let's say we'll have an array here, which is I'll give my name, or let's give a different name, John, and this is Doe. Now here I will take like array first element, which is our array of 0th element, correct? So array of 0th element is this one, and then we'll copy this and we'll do array second element. I hope you're getting, and this will be array of 1. That means you're getting these two, and then I'm going to log this here. So we'll do array first element and array second element. Save it. So you're getting John, and then we're getting Doe. So here individually again we are writing all of this. Now we will be able to destructure. How we can do that? So for example, we'll take late only, and you have to take now array bracket here because we are destructuring from array. Now here I'll destructure the first element, and again I'll comment out this one from here, and then I'll pass here array. So that means if I now log this, so you can see that only first element we are destructuring, correct? Save it, and we are getting John here. Same way you can destructure array second element. So that means you are destructuring the second element. Save it. Now you'll be getting you have to log it. So we'll do array second element, and you're getting John Doe. Now you can't take a third parameter here because that doesn't exist, and let's see what will happen. Now these all are very important interview questions also. If I go here, it is getting undefined because we don't have any element, but if I just add here a random value, so now there is a 3 element in the array, so we'll be getting random here. Alright, so this is the concept of the shorthand property names and the object and array destructuring. Now let's move on to the next concept. Now let's understand quickly the concept of default parameters with an example. Now these all are very important interview questions also. Alright, an interview you have to explain all of this with the example only, or else it will be very difficult to explain. So let's say we are having a function, we'll do very simple one, which will take sum, and then here it will take 2 arguments, which will be, let's say what we can do, we'll do number1 and then num2. Now here I'll return num1 plus num2. Sorry, this will be return. Alright, now here let's say I'll take here a result variable, and this will call num, and here I'll pass 1, 2. So now these all are very simple thing, and now I hope you're getting that result will be now 3 because it will add 1 and 2 here, and that result will be getting. So you're getting 3. What will happen if I now don't pass these two things? Save it. Now you'll see that we are getting not a number. Now here, if you want to solve this kind of edge cases, so what you can do, you can pass some default value to these arguments, and that is the concept of default parameters. So if I don't pass anything, here I can pass that 1. So that means if num1 value is not getting passed from here, it will always take the 1 as a default value. Then num2 will be 2. If I now save it and now see what will happen. Now we are getting 3, although we haven't passed anything. But if you pass something here, then it will override this value, and based on that it will give the result. Let's say pass 10, 13. So now this will be 23. So you can see that we are getting now 23 because now this is overriding. What will happen if I only pass 1? So if I remove this one, so now this will only override this value and it will return 12. So you can see that it is returning 12 because it is overriding the value of num1, but num2 we haven't passed here, so it will be 2 by default value. So this is the concept of default parameters. Alright, now next we are having another very important, and that is spread operators and rest operators. So spread one is like spread operators are basically to spread all the elements in a iterable object. So let's see how this will work. So I'll have a we'll have an array of 1 which will have 1, 2, 3, and now I want to spread the values of this array here. So what we can do, so to spread the value you have to take this 3 dot and then you'll pass array 1. Now see what will happen. So you're getting 1, 2, 3. So it's spreading all of this value from this array. If you give here array, so it will give you in a format of array. Save it. So now you can see that you're obviously getting the same result, but this is just to explain. Alright, now if I take another array here, I'll do array 2 and this will be my 4, 5, 6. So I want to add all of both. So what we can do, you can take a array because you want the result as a form of array, and then you will give a comma, and then again you will spread this array 2. So we'll do comma array 2. Save it. So now you can see that it's merged both the array values. It's basically what it does, it spread the values and then merge into one with the comma operators. If you pass a in between value 100, I'll see what will happen. After this 3 there will be another 100. Now because it's already allocated a memory for this particular element here. So this is the concept of spread operators. Now next we are having the rest operators. So let's see how this will work. So I'll have a function which will do something. I don't know the name. Let's give anything here. And now return. We'll do return, and I'll return something here. Hello. I just want to show something. So here let's say log and do something. And here I'll pass some numbers. Like I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now notice we have passed 5 arguments, and here I'll take only 2 or 3. Let's say A, B, C. Now you'll notice that okay, but in this situation here we are having 2. We are either pass 1 or 2, or like we don't pass anything. This is because of the default parameters. Don't confuse with a normal function. So if I just show you with this example, let me just go top here. So we are having this get age info, right? So we are having 1 argument and we are passing 1 argument here also, but here we have 5 from this function while calling, but inside the function we have only 3. What will happen if I now log this A, B, C, and you'll see one very interesting thing. I'll save it. Now see what it does. So you can see that we are getting 1, 2, 3. Obviously that makes sense, right? But instead of this, what I want to do, I want to get the value of A, which is 1, that is correct, B, which is 2, that is correct, but in C I want to get rest all of it. So what we can do, we have to now apply the concept of this spread. So what this rest operator will do, it will spread all of the others that are left. If I now save this, see what will happen, that you are getting A as 1, B as 2, then you are spreading how many are left. So let's say 3, 4, 5 are left, so it will give you as a form of an array. If I add 2 more, let's say I'll add 6 and 7, so it will add all of this inside another array. The reason, because we haven't taken, see if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times this argument, it will work. What will happen if I now add another one? Let's say I'll add C here and then I'll add D here. So now what will happen, A will take as 1, B will be 2, C will be 3, and D will be rest 4. Save it and now see. So you're getting 1, 2, 3 and rest 4 are already basically spread. But this is not a spread operator. There is a difference between spread and rest. This is known as rest operators. So this is all about the concept of spread and rest operators. Now most of the times you will use in some cases this concept, but spread operator you will be using all of the time, so you have to practice this on more. All right, now let's move on to the next concept. All right, now very important, and this is like a backbone of React.js. Now these things you have to know whenever you'll be start learning your React.js, and that is arrow functions and ES6 methods. So arrow function is basically nothing but a new way of writing your JavaScript functions, or basically a completely new syntax. So how we basically write a function that will take a function keyword and give a name, function name. So let's say this is function name, and then you'll basically take these brackets, curly brackets, and then you'll do your operation here inside of this, whatever, like you'll do something, you'll log, return. Arrow function is basically what you need to do. You have to take a variable, and then you have to take the function name, and here you have to basically take this arrow here. So this is the syntax, and at the end the rest everything will be same. So inside of this, whatever things that you'll be doing, it will be same as this function, no difference, but the writing is like the way we write this ES6 functions, or basically arrow function in ES6, that is a different, the syntax is basically different. Now there are some other concept also. This arrow function don't have this context. Whenever you'll be going into React, you'll be learning those things. Now obviously there are not, like you may ask like what is the big difference. There is no that much big difference, but the only difference is in the syntax. And also whenever you use any class-based components in React, whenever you use a normal function, you have to bind that function, or basically you have to point to the current context of that function. For arrow function you don't have to do, because as I already mentioned, arrow don't have that this keyword, or basically the this context. So that is a big difference, and a very famous interview questions also. So that is all about the arrow functions. Now let's start learning the methods very quickly. So we have map. So first these all are the way of writing or manipulating your array or creating a new array. So first we'll do our map method. This is very important. Like whenever you'll be rendering any kind of list or data in React, you have to use this map method. All right, every time, like each and every project you have to use this method. So we'll understand this on a very simple example. Let's we'll have a we have a persons, or what we'll do, persons array, and here let's say this will have a name. So this will be person 1, this will have an age of 10, and this will have a city of something. Then I'll copy this, paste it 2 more times. So this will be 2, this will be, let's say, 20, this will be New York, this will be 35, person 3, and this will be something, what I can do, Chicago. Let's say what I want to do, I want to return the name of this, all of this name of this person from this person array basically into another new array. So here to do that, I'm just explaining in terms of name, that will be applicable for all others properties also. So let's say how this will work. So let's say what I'll do, let new persons, or we'll do get extract persons name, and here I'll call this persons array, and then I'll do map. Now this will take, obviously it will take a callback function, and then it will also return you also will take an index number. Now here I'll take the person. So this person is nothing but the individual person element that you are having, this all the elements, individual elements, and then I'll take the index. Now here to return this one, you can directly return like this, or you can take curly brackets, and then inside this you have to return here. So we'll do return, and I'll return name. So because I already mentioned that these all are individual persons, so I want to return person name. So this will be this person dot name. That's it. So now let's log this one here. So we'll do extract person names. Let's see what we are getting. So we're getting person 1, person 2, and person 3 in a different array. If I return here person dot age, so this will return me the age. If I return city, this will return me I think city. If you want to return both, so again you can use the template literals here. So see now how advantage this is. So we'll do person.name and then we'll do hyphen, let's say, and we'll use person.city. Save it. Now see what will happen. So you're getting person name city, person name city, person name and city. Alright, and now to return directly, you don't have to take this curly bracket, so you can directly return. You have to remove this return and remove this bracket from here also. So that means you are directly returning. It will also give you the same result here. Alright, now another thing is that, let's say I'll return here, you want to log this, let me take here, you want to log this index. So if I do log index, so let's see what we are getting. So you can see that we'll be getting index that will start from 0, 1, 2. The reason is because we have only 3, so it starts from 0, then 1, and then 2, and so on. And based on that index, you can differentiate different persons, because each and every record that you are having here will have a separate index. Alright, and this can be very, very helpful in React whenever you have to render any kind of list or anything. Next we are having filter. Now filter is another, like let's say you only want to filter that person is basically from Bangalore, so I only want to get this result. So in that case you have to filter that data, correct? And also let's do one thing, I'll add another one, I'll copy this and I'll add another person. This is person 4, age of 65, and he's also from Bangalore. So now let's say I want to get all the person list, they are from Bangalore, so it will be 1 and 2. So in that case you can use the filter method. So we'll do let extract all persons from Bangalore. I'm giving the name, you don't have to give the same name, this is just for explaining purpose. So we'll do person array and you have to use the filter method. Again it will receive a filter which is basically the predicate, and then also it will give you the index also you can use. So here again you will use the person, which is basically nothing but individual person element, and then we are having the index. Alright, and here I only want to render if the person dot city, if he is from Bangalore, then only I want to render return those. Sorry, this will be caps. So that means if that person city is Bangalore, then only return this one. Now here you have to check one thing, that what is coming, so it will return array of objects. So if I go here, so it's returning 2 data because both the person are from Bangalore. Notice if I change this one to let's say New York, or let's say I'll check if the person age is 20, so it should return only 1 because there is only one person with age 20. So I'll go here and I'll do person.age, and person.age has to be 20. Save it, and then we are having only 1 data. Alright, so this is another very important method. Next we are having like what else? We are having also sum and every. Let's quickly understand. So sum and every is basically to check any condition. So for example, let's say we want to check that if one of the person age is 20 or not. Yes, that is correct. So in that case it will return true for sum, but for every, as the name suggests, the method is like every person age has to be 20. So in this case it is not, so it is false. So this is 10, this is 20, so it will be false. So let's see how this will work. So we have sum and every. So I'll do let check sum method. So I'll do person array dot sum. So again this will return me person and index, and I want to check if person dot age is equal to 20. Now what will happen? So if I hover here, you can see that it is returning that determines whether the specific callback function return true for any element, not for all the elements. So in this case this has to be true. So if I now log here, check sum method, So you can see that we are getting true. The reason is because one of the person age is 20. If I make this on 25, now this will be false because no person has a age of 25. So now this is false. Alright, now change this on to 20. Now for every record has to be 20. Every age, person age. So I'll do here let check every method. So here we have to do person array dot every, and I'll do person, and let's do person dot age has to be 20. Now this is not the case. Now here if I hover, determines whether all the members of an array satisfied the specified test. That means all the person age has to be 20. And if I now log it here, check every method, so you'll be getting here false. So if I go here, every is false because only one person age is 20, not all. If I make this on all as 20, now see this will be true. If I go here, now this is true because all the person age is 20. So that is the difference between some and every. Now let's move on to the next one. Next we'll be learning some more like find, and there are some other 2-3 I want to discuss. Alright, so let's learn another 5 more, although there are so many, but those will not going to discuss that in details. These all are you are going to use most of the time. So we have find, reduce, includes, index of, and find index. So for this one we'll take another array. We'll do array 3, and here what we'll do, we'll simply do 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 4 comma 5. So this is my array 3. Now what this find will do, find element, just like filter is checking all the elements in array, like that is like a order of n operation. Find will basically check the first element whenever there is a satisfied condition. So for example, let's say I want to check if this element that we are currently checking, if the element value is 1. So in this case we are having 2 1. So filter will return both the elements, but find will return the first one whenever there is a match. So let's see how that will work. So we'll do let check find method, and that is also applicable for array of object also. So we'll do array 3 dot find, and you can see that find calls the predicate once for each element in ascending order until it finds 1 where the predicate returns true. If such an element is found, it will return immediately, alright, or else it returns undefined. So we'll do here again, we'll do item. Now this also will return item comma index, but here I only want to check if the item is equal to 1. And now let's see what is happening. So I'll do here, so we'll go here, and then we'll do log check find method, save it. So you're getting 1 because there is a match. If I do this one as 100, let's see what is happening. So it's returning undefined because there is no 100. But if I make this one 1 and then change this one to filter, I'll see the difference. Filter will return an array with both the elements. So it's returning both the elements, but find is returning only one element whenever there is a match. So we'll do find. I'll add another 2 here at the end, and I want to check if the value is 2 or not. Save it. I'll see that we'll be getting 2 here because there is already a 2 at the first. So this is about find. Now then we are having reduce. Reduce is basically to use to add all of this or do any kind of operation. So for example, very simple and common interview question is that they will give you one simple array and they'll tell you that add all the numbers in this array. So let's start with very simple. We'll do 1 comma 2 comma 3. We have to add all of this number, so the answer will be 6. So in this case you'll use this reduce, which will basically give you an accumulator and the current element, and also it will give you the array, and based on that you can manipulate some of the things. So we'll do let check reduce method. So here we are going to do array 3 dot reduce. Now here this will basically give you an accumulator which will keep a track, alright, or basically the previous value. You can see that it will return you the current value, also give you the current value. So this is my current, and then it will give you the index and also the array. original array. So these 4 things it will give. Now here it will also give you the initial value that you will be able to pass. So you can see that there is a initial value that you can pass, this initial value. If that is specified, then it will start accumulation using that number. If nothing, then it will basically not keep in consideration. So I'll keep this one as 0. So my initial value is 0. So that means here what I want to do, I'll do accumulator, which will basically keep a track of all the values, plus I'll do add the current element with this. Now first time this will be very difficult to understand, but first I'll log this check reduce method, save it. So you can see that we are getting 6, but how this is happening? So let's log all of this. So we'll do accumulator, we'll do current, we'll do index, and also we'll do array. Save it and let's see what is happening. See, first time accumulator is 0 because initial value is here 0, current is 1 here, index is 0, and array is your original array. Next time you added 0 1, so your accumulator is 1. Now current is 2, so current is now 2. Next time you add both 1 and 2, so it's become 3, so your accumulator is 3, and current is now 3. So 3 plus 3 it will be 6. Alright, if I add one more here, 4, so what is happening? So first time 0 1 added like this, so here 1, next is 2, it will add 1 2, so 3 plus 3, next we have 6, and then we are having 4, so 6 plus 4 we are having 10. If I change this accumulator to 100, then let's see what is happening. So first time this is already 100 because your initial value is 100. Now 100 plus 1, 100, 101 plus 2, 103, then plus 3, 106, plus 4, 110. So this is how reduce method will work. Then we are having 3 very simple but yet very effective. So you are going to use this find index and index of most of the times. So start with includes. Includes is simply will check if there is any value that exists in this array or not. So let's say I want to check whether there is a 3 value in this array or not. Simply we can do like log array3 dot includes, and I'll pass 3 here, and we'll check here includes. Save it, so it will return true. It is very simple. So the reason is because 3 is already present. What will happen if I give 300 here? So 300 is not there, right? So it will return false. So based on this you will be able to check whether any value is present or not. Now next we are having 2 more. One is index of and find index. So index of is basically use. So here in this case this will be used to get index of an element. The same for find index. This find index is very helpful whenever you need to find an index from an array of objects. So let's understand this one. So for example, let's say check index method. Now see this one very carefully. I have this array 3, correct? Now for now you'll be able to see, okay, this one index is 0 because index is starts from 0. Then we have 1, then 2 and 3. But let's say there is an unknown array and then you want to find the index of this number 3, which is 0 1 2. So how you are going to do that? So here you need to do array3 dot index of, and here basically you have to pass the search element, that which element you want to search. So let's say I want to search the index of 3. So I'll pass 3 here and log this check index method. Save it. So you're getting 2. But what will happen if there is a number that doesn't exist in this array? So it will return -1. So it's very important concept that whenever there is a -1, that means this number is not exist. So 300 is not there. What will happen if I add this one at the end? So now the index will be 0 1 2 3 4. Save it. So now index is 4, correct? Same way you will be able to use the find index. So let's see how that will work. So let check find index method. So here you need to use array3 dot find index. So this will be a basically method. So here I'll take any name like item, and here I will pass if item is equal to 300. That means I want to find the index of this item where the item value is 300. Log this check find index method. Save it. So you're getting the same result. So it's coming 4. What will happen if I give this one 3000? So 3000 is not present. So it will return -1. Same concept. Alright. This can be very helpful whenever you'll be having any array of objects. So that's all about all the very important methods that you need to know. So we start with map. We have filter. We have sum, every, find, reduce, includes, index of, and find index. Now let's move on to the next concept. Now next we have very important import and export, and this is a fundamental concept that you need to know whenever you'll be start learning or creating projects in React. Now in this video we are not going to go into much details, but I'll give you some very basic idea. So export is basically, let's say you are creating a module, JavaScript module, and then you want to use that module in some other places, as simple as that. So what you need to do, you have to export that module so that that module will be accessible in all the other places in your application. Now why this is very important in React is because in React you will create components, correct? Now you have components A, component B, components A, component B, component C, something like that. Now you want to use the component B inside of component C. Now to do that, let's say you created a module which is your function B component, which is returning something. Alright, so it's returned something. You want to use this component inside C component or inside this file, so you have to export this component. Now there are two types of export. One is export default, so you have to give export default and then the name. So here let's say I'll do B component, so I'm exporting this component as a default, and then we are having the named export. All right, so both are different. So for example, let's say if I do here export const and then some name, so this is another way of exporting. So this is a function and I'm exporting this one, and then we want to use, whenever we'll be exporting this component, we have to use that one in a different components. How we are going to do that? So whenever we'll be doing export, we have to import it. That means we want to use that one, so we use import and then we'll give the name of the component, for example some name. So let's say this will be some name, and from you have to give the path. So here this will be your path, and then for the default one you can basically change the name, so that is the main advantage. So let's say I'll do import, and instead of B component I'll give B comp, then also it will work, but it's always better to give the same name. So let's say you import this one from the path name. So path is basically your component path, and then whenever you are exporting and importing, then using this name you will be able to use this component inside this C component. So this is how you have to export and import, or basically the concept of using these two things. Now here you have to practice all of this too much. The reason is because the whole concept in React, whenever you'll be merging multiple components or using nested component, you have to do export and you have to use import. Now at the end we are having one more, and that is fetch API and async await. Now this is also a very important concept, that let's say you have to call some API data from an endpoint, so you need to know the concept of fetch API and async await. For example, let's quickly create a very simple one. So let's say what we can do, we'll take a div here and let's give a class name of list. All right, and here we'll do const list will be document dot query selector of dot list, and here what I want to do, and I want to do fetch list of data, something like that. This is my method. So let's go to dummy JSON and let's use some endpoint here. So use this component endpoint only. Now here I will create a method, so we have to start with async, because this is an asynchronous operation. We have to give the function, and this will be fetch list of data. and here you can take try and catch, and here I'll do log of error. Now here I want to call the API, so I'll do const response will be await fetch. So this is our fetch API. Here I need to give the endpoint, and then also you have to give the method. So this will be method of get. Then we'll do const result. This will be await response dot JSON, and then let's log this result. Let's see what we're getting. So we're getting products here, right? So now let's say we want to render this product. So we'll do if result and result dot products and result dot products dot length is true. So we'll do render products. This will be a function, and here I'll pass this result dot products. So let's create this method. So this will be function render products get products, and here what we can do simply we'll do here list dot inner HTML. So this will be get products dot map, and then we'll take item, and let's say I only want to return something like this. So we'll take a paragraph, and I'll return here item dot title. Save it, and also we have to join this one. So we'll do join with a space. Awesome. So now you can see that we are getting all the data. Now the motive is not to explain all of this. The main what I'm trying to say that you have to know the concept of async await, how you can call data, how you can use the fetch API. Obviously you also will be able to implement the same using promises. All right, so I think we have learned a lot of things, and I'm pretty sure that if you know all of this, you are good to start your React journey. And also, as I already mentioned, that this video is going to be very helpful if you are having a React interview, because most of the React interview they will ask you the questions from this ES6 concept only. So that's all for this particular video. If you like this video, give a like, comment down, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, good luck and peace.